This video is showing you guys how you can use what's called the Sabre Validation Tool. And this tool was a macro-enabled Excel file that's meant to help with the data scrubbing activities and mitigate the back and forth during the data importing process by catching some of the issues that Nav may have with the data, like the character limitations were exceeded, using data that doesn't exist in other related tables, all of those sorts of things. It'll help to kind of identify them before we even try and import the data. It's really simple to use the data validation tool. First thing that you want to do is you want to start by creating a new folder in any location, and we're going to call it data. In this folder, we're going to put any data templates that we've exported and scrubbed into it so that Nav can read them and then validate whether or not there's going to be any issues. So in this case, I'm going to put my item cross-reference, I'm going to put my sandbox data, resources. So you can tell that I can put in one file, like this one here, where I've got multiple tables being looked at in one workbook. As well, I can put in multiple workbooks that have different tables individually. So the second thing that I want to do is I want to double click to open up the Sabre Validation Tool. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to enable the content. So I want the macros that have the VBA that reads the data and tells me any issues. I want that to be turned on. So I click here to enable the content. Anything that was in there on a prior open will be there. Once I've gotten all my data templates into that data folder, I want to come to this button and I want to select to validate. And when I select to validate, it's going to parse through and it's going to let me know anything that it looked at, anything that it skipped. It's going to look at any kind of errors that it had, and then it's going to produce to me any kind of issues that it had, and it'll tell me in which row those issues were there. So I'm going to select to validate here, and depending on how much data there is to read, this could take a long time, it could be very quick. So as I can see here under the validate, it's already started to return to me some of the issues that it had. And you'll notice in this case, some of them repeat. So sometimes what I can do is by fixing, one error, I'll find that it'll actually fix multiple rows. So what we want to do is we want to look at this here. So it's telling me here, if we just look at line 19 as an example, it's telling me that there is a value of CDN in a column vendor.currency code. So vendor, before the period or before the dot, it's telling me what table it's looking at. So in this case, it's looking at vendor. And then after the period, it's telling me which field it's looking at. So in this case, it's looking at currency code. And it's telling me that in the currency table, in the code column, it doesn't have CDN as the matching value. So in an ERP system, a lot of the times data that's in one table is in another table and it's related to one another. So for example, in this example, I can't use a currency code in my vendor master record of CDN unless it also exists in my currency code as a usable good value. So in this case now, I have three options of things I can do. First thing I can do is I can open up Nav, navigate to my currencies table, and I can add the value that's missing. So that in that case, I would then open up my Nav. I'm going to search for my currencies table. I look here and I can just validate here. Yes, currencies of CDN does not exist. And then I can just create the new value. Carrying on and using native nav, I could just add the value that doesn't exist. And then even though I may still get an error on the validation tool because I did this directly in nav, I know in my mind that I can skip that, and when I import it, I won't have a problem. The second thing that I could do is I could open up the sheet that it's looking at. So I'll think to myself, okay, in my data templates, where did I have vendor? And maybe that was on my sandbox data. So I'm going to open that up and I'm going to find the tab for vendor. And here I'm going to look and I see CDN. Okay, yes, I've used that. And I could go over to my currency tab and I can just add the value here that's missing. You know, carrying on, I could fill out this template and then I could import that, which would create the CDN, or it would show it as an active value, and then I could import it and I would have no problems again. The third thing that may happen, and I'll just speak to this, is that you could have said CAD on your currency table, and then perhaps on your vendor currency code column you put CDN. So in some cases you may find that you do have a value that represents Canadian currency on the Canadian currency table. However, on the vendor card, you know, perhaps you just slip of the mind, you just put CAD instead of CDN, or CDN instead of CAD, in which case you could just do a find and replace. So using the Control H, you could find the CDN, you could change it to CAD or whatever active good value is in your currency table, and then you could just replace it there. So the validation tool is going to find instances where, for example, you try and use a value in a master record table that doesn't exist in a setup table. You may find that it tells you that you have a null value. So it's telling you that you're using a value that doesn't exist or is empty. You may find that you have, just parsing here, looking through, you may have scenarios where in, say for example, your description field, you have a 50 character limitation. You may find that maybe there was instances where you used 57 or 60 or 70 or whatever the value may be, you used too many characters. So it will tell you so that you know that you can go and truncate that column and make it fit the 50 character limitation. All of the import errors that you may come across, we try to capture in the validation tool. Of course, we can't catch them all, but again, it certainly mitigates the back and forth, and it lets you guys see problems in the data before you guys send it back to us. Now, you may find that you're getting these issues on setup tables, and you find, but I don't scrub setup tables. So one of the things that I did to make things a little bit easier, so if you don't have this package file, let me know. You can import a package file called setups, which is all the setup tables, and you can export that and put that in your data folder. So how you can get that is you can come into Nav again. You're going to go to Rapid Start. We're going to go to our configuration worksheet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a package code called setups. Now what this is it's my best guess of the most common setup tables that are used. We can always add to this package file if we need to, but as a basic rule, I've kind of got all the major ones. So I'm going to highlight that and I'm going to export that to a template. So this is going to export my inventory posting groups, customer posting groups, GL account, location codes, product groups, all kinds of things. So these are the main setup things. So as I use them on my item records, vendor records, customer records, things like that, it can check them against the setup. So I'm going to open that. Then I'm just going to save that, and I'm just going to save it somewhere. I'd already done this before, so. And then from there, once it's saved, we can then find the setup sheet that we just saved, and we can add it to our data folder. And then when we run our validation tool again, it's going to look and it's going to be able to validate against the setups. Have we added it in our currency code table or posting group table, bank account table, whichever. So what we want to do is you want to keep running the validation tool until you do not have things returned to you, different values returned to you. And then what you do is you'll know at that point that your data is good, and like I said, hopefully there's a lot less back and forth between Sabre and yourself for data validation. For your copy of the Sabre Validation Tool, or if you have any questions using the Sabre Validation Tool, please contact us, 519-585-7524.